Hey everyone, this is Mrs. Johnson, and I wanted to read with you guys today for Earth Day our News to You article. So I have that pulled up on my screen. That's what you'll see this whole time. And as I'm going through, I'm going to highlight some words with my yellow highlighter on the screen. And device users, those are probably great words for you to pause after each page, find those core words, talk about what that page was about, and then press play again for the next one. If you don't have a device, those are just great words to emphasize, or maybe after each page you pause, just talk about it with your student, what that page was about, and then go on to the next one. After this story, there will be questions at the end of it, which will be on the screen. You'll probably have to pause to be able to get to the questions to answer them. So here we go. Our Earth Day story is all about Greta Thunberg and Earth. So there's our title of our article. So first things first, many people want to protect Earth. Many people celebrate protecting Earth on Earth Day. Earth Day is April 22nd. So that is today. One person who wants to protect Earth is Greta Thunberg. So this is who our story is about. Okay, you can pause here, find some core words, reiterate the main idea from this page, and then press play for the next one. All right. Maybe if I can, there we go. Greta was born in Sweden. Greta is 17 years old, so a lot of you guys are around this age, 17. Greta has Asperger's syndrome, and Asperger's syndrome is a kind of autism. People with autism may think differently. So go ahead and pause your video, talk about it, and let's go to the next page. Greta gives speeches about climate change. She learned about climate change at 8 years old, so she was young. Climate is the usual weather. You might be able to find weather on your devices in a place. Many people think the climate is changing. They think climate change could be dangerous for Earth or bad for the Earth. Climate change may bring floods, storms, wildfires, and more. Greta wants to help stop climate change. Greta wants government leaders to help too. She started protests in front of government buildings. Protests. You can kind of see these little pictures here. If people do not like an idea or they do not think it is right, they will go and protest for it. So some big words from this page: want, help, stop. All right, students around the world heard about Greta. They wanted to help stop climate change. Those students started to do protests too. Greta started to meet with leaders. Now she meets with leaders all around the world. So these leaders, they're in charge of different countries, states, cities from around the world. Greta talks to leaders about climate change. She talks about how leaders can protect Earth. Greta asks leaders to write laws. She wants the laws to protect the Earth. Remember, we've talked about laws in our history classes, and laws, those are rules that we have to follow in the United States or in different countries. Greta asks other people to protect Earth too. So protect might not be easily found in your devices, but it's a really important word. Protect is like to keep something safe. You can see this picture. He's trying to keep something safe. Greta thinks everyone can help. Greta has ideas to protect the Earth. I'm going to have another video on that where you can look at some of those ideas of how we can protect the Earth. Greta asks people not to fly on planes. Planes can make pollution, and the pollution can hurt the Earth. Protecting Earth is important to Greta Thunberg. Greta is brave. She meets with many adult leaders. She talks about something important to her. Why is protecting Earth important? Okay, we're going to talk about who our story was about. You probably heard her name many times. Greta Thunberg. I said it wrong on the other page. I apologize. Greta Thunberg. A little bit of a different name because Greta Thunberg was born in Stockholm, Sweden. This is a different country. Greta started doing protests in 2018. Time magazine named Greta the 2019 Person of the Year. She is the youngest person to be Person of the Year. Now, Greta gives speeches all around the world. So speeches, she goes and talks. There's a big audience or big crowd of people that come to listen. Next, we're going to learn about our where in the news of our story, which is Sweden. Greta Thunberg was born in Sweden that we just read. Sweden is a country in Northern Europe, which is a different continent from us. The capital city of Sweden is Stockholm. The Baltic Sea is kind of hard to see in this picture, but it's right here. The Baltic Sea is southeast, so south and east of Sweden. Sweden is part of the Scandinavian Peninsula, which is part of the land here in Europe. All right, here is the first page for a recipe. If you guys wanted to make a recipe, is for Swedish meatballs. So here's the first page. And here's the second page of the recipe if you want it. All right, here's a joke if you want to pause and tell the joke to someone. Here's another joke if you liked the first one. Okay, on this page, I want you to pause it and your directions say here, choose the pictures about Greta Thunberg and Earth. So think back to that article we read. What pictures, what words did we read about? Okay, next I want you to pause here. I want you to answer these questions. You're going to talk about what is the paper about? Who gives speeches about climate change? Where was Greta Thunberg born? What does Greta Thunberg want to protect? What can hurt the earth? And what can leaders write to help protect the earth? So pause your video now and answer those questions. All right, you guys made it to the end. I'm going to put a link in the video for the next video here in the corner for you to go read our extension activity about how you can help protect the earth. Thanks, guys. Happy Earth Day.